Hello guys, manzi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are the Bulls family. Manzi, and if you're new here,
Karibu sana.
if you're a returning subscriber, manzi,
Thank you so much guys for always supporting us, and thank you so much. We love you from the deepest part of our hearts.
Yo, manzi, na tuko leo tumekuja mambo serious kidogo.
Yeah.
Tumoleta kwa ofisi. Bebongo na nimera nataka kwenda majuu.
Guys,
Nataka
by the
kuniacha.
way, for those of you who have always watched me, na mnanichukulia jokes, by the way, I'm a very smart student. Very smart student. Nimefanya degree. I want to go and do my masters. Babe, why you laughing?
Hapana.
Mbona unacheka? Unajua tunafanya wasionekana ni serious.
Tutafanya tumalize degree. Ambia watu ukweli babe. Tumalize degree kwanza. Alafu sasa ndio tuende majuu. But tumekuja kuangalia sister yetu by the way, mmoja mwenye ameshafanya degree already, nataka kuendelea kusoma. Na tumekuja hapa hivi, kunaitwa aje babe? Uliniambia kunaitwa
Mirage, the Mirage.
Yes. Na tumekuja ofisi gani? Ni Kenya
Airlift Program.
Umekumbuka?
Yes.
But tuambie brand jina, tutakuwa tuna take through. So guys, come with us ndio tujue tunahitaji nini na nini ndio mtu akubali kwenda majuu kusoma, si ndio? Yeah, so join
guys.
No place I'd rather be than here with you. That's all I need. There's no one I'd rather see close to me. That's all I need. If I could stay.
Sasa,
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. You guys are doing a good job.
Thank you so much.
Mitandao mmetesa.
Umetesa kwa mtandao. Usititote sana tutoke hapa tukiwa. Thank you so much.
I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Asante sana. Otherwise hamjapotea, mmefika mpaka hapa.
Nakwambia direction ya tutaenda mpaka hapa. Kisha hapa na kwa lips. Nafinya hii floor. Tumejadiliwa vizuri.
People always get lost somehow because we have different towers. This is tower 1, kuna tower 2 pale.
Kuna tower yenye mabati imeishia, mtu ajui kama kuna floor nyingine.
So our place is tower 1.
Nice. So finally guys, we're here.
Karibuni. Karibuni Mirage. Hapa kunaitwa the Mirage. Yes, the Mirage. Yeah. Karibu.
We want to know more about the Airlift, Kenya Airlift program. Na tumesema tukuje tuone bosi, atuelezee sasa from there zile maswali za tuko nazo, pia to guide and all that. In case mtu ako interested maybe na kusoma na scholarship and that, to guide.
Okay. Fantastic. So for your audience, those who are watching me, my name is Bob Mwiti. I run an initiative called the Kenya Airlift Program for the last 6 years. Although now we are transitioning from that name to International Scholars Program. I live and work in the US. I've been living there for the last 15 years. Nilienda huko kufanya masters. Alafu you know the way you normally, most people when you go to the other side and you're going to study after school, you're always, you know, most of the time you are looking for work and all that, and that's really what I did. Kamaliza, katafuta kazi huko. Then I was lucky enough to get a very good job. Worked for a few years, about 5 years. Then after that, I started what we do now. So basically what we do, we are an education financing scheme that supports bright students who want to go and pursue graduate studies abroad. You know, studying on the other side is very expensive.
That's true.
Typically for a master's program, which is what we normally support, it can cost you to the tune of above 5 million Kenya shillings, for example. And that's a lot of money for so many people. So basically what we've done is we made it possible for anybody out there to be able to study in the US. Main market is the US, or also we do Canada to some extent. So we made it possible for somebody from an ordinary family to be able to afford that kind of money to be able to study on the other side for their masters. So also what we do, because sometimes what happens is you might actually find somebody the funding to study on the other side, but also even this process of going requires money.
I know.
because if for example today, bro, you were to go to America, it's not like you start the process and then immediately you're on the other side. No, if you want to go and study, there's a lot of process. It's a long process, and there's a lot of things that actually requires money in terms of the entrance exams that you have to do, applying to those schools, cost to do with visas. There's something called service, air tickets, very expensive. So any medicals that you have to do when you get to the US on the other side, how you're gonna get to school, where you're gonna stay, all that. So we also finance all that. That we usually call it the relocation cost. We do finance it as well. So basically we finance the relocation, tuition, and living expenses. To go and study on the other side. So for the relocation, we finance up to $5,000. For the tuition and living expenses, we finance up to $50,000 per year. And for that one, for tuition and living expenses, we have partnerships with a lending organization on the other side, based out of Washington, D.C. that actually gives us or facilitates the funding to us for our students. And then you can repay that for 10 years after you graduate from school. 6 months after graduating from school for 10 years. This other one, for the relocation, you normally finance it directly through the company, our company. And for that one, you repay us for 2 years. Once you get to the other side, 6 months later, you start repaying us for 2 years. So that's really what we do in a nutshell. Basically financing bright students to go and study abroad. We were focusing, of course, on Kenyans, but we got a lot of interest from students from other nationalities. We have students from Sierra Leone, Togo, Zambia, and we felt that as retaining the name Kenya, it doesn't feel good for them. They won't feel like part of it. So we just decided to change the program to International Scholars Program. Right now, tuko a process, a bit chaotic, changing the systems, nini. We had already built a brand for the last 6 years. But we are in that process right now, and hopefully maybe by January 1st, we'll have transitioned completely. January 1st, 2025.
So, if I may ask, what are maybe the requirements if I want to enroll?
So for anybody who is interested in the program, we normally require somebody to have scored at least a C+ in KCSE, and because this is a master's program, so at least you need a bachelor's degree. So you need your undergrad. For undergraduate, we require you to have scored at least a second class. Hata kama ni lower, ikuwe lower yenye iko strong. So that's what we require. Once you have that, you can get into the program. Although the program is for those who are interested in STEM masters. Maybe I can clarify on that. So STEM basically means science, technology, engineering, and math. So those are the students that we finance, but you don't need to have done STEM for your undergrad. Like you could have done theology, BCom, BA, whatever. But as long as you are interested in pursuing a STEM master's program, we can definitely be able to accommodate you into the program.
Well, that's amazing. First of all, I just want to say that's a very good and amazing initiative.
Thank you. Thanks.
So secondly is, you said they repay for 2 years after the education, or after you've just gotten a job for 2 years.
So we have 2 loan components here. This one for the relocation piece. This one you repay it for 2 years, 6 months after landing in the US as a student, and you start repaying for the next 2 years. The other loan is that covers your tuition and living expenses, which is actually the biggest loan. It's to the tune of up to $50,000. That one we use an external lending partner, and that money you repay it for 10 years. Because that's a big loan. Also, additionally, by there's something that I didn't say is that we do work with quite a number of universities, and also some of these universities, they give us tuition fee waivers or scholarships. But still, even if you get, let's say for example, you have a school that gives us like $1 million Kenya shillings tuition fee waiver, but studying there requires about 5. So the 4 million, we finance it through that unsecured loan.
For instance, maybe nataka kuenroll na sina pesa, hakuna kitu nitaitisho nikienroll, nothing maybe about the visas and all that. You guys, you cater for everything.
So what we do is we try to remove all the worries for those who are interested in studying abroad. When I say all the worries, not absolutely everything.
I know.
You have to put in something. So rather than you having to worry about all the thousands of dollars that is needed for you to go and study, what we require in the program is you have to contribute at least 1,000. Not actually at least. That's what you contribute $1,100, and then you get into the program as a regular student. With that will take care of our own consultation fees, but the rest will take care of that. So you don't have to worry about pesa ya visa wapi, air ticket, medicals, all those things. We'll all take care of that. But you need at least $1,100 to get into the program.
That's cool. That's okay.
Yeah. So you only fund students who are going to do masters, not degrees?
Yeah, we normally fund those students who are going to pursue masters, not undergrad, not even PhDs, because we want those students who can graduate as quickly as possible. In a master's program, you cannot even a master's program within a year. So to tell you kind of pesa yetu sana, because at the end of the day, remember, this is unsecured funding. This is a very, very risky loan that we give. And somebody even can go on the other side and decide to come back. Utampata hata wapi.
I was to ask that, like what you guys take, decide not to pay.
It's a risk that as a business we have to. It's there, it's part of what the business is all about. But remember also, not many also want to come back. You understand? Like many want to go there. You figure out things and then get a job, and then because it's an investment for you. Then maybe come back later. So that's what we are banking on. And actually, history has shown that most people, international students, when they go to the US, they normally remain there to look for opportunities. So but of course, there's always cases of mtu amepotea and atapotea tuna pesa yenu.
So basically what students have you assisted?
So very good question. So in the program we have a community of about 2,000 members. So far we've been able to get over 500 students to the US already. When we started initially, it was very slow. Those early days, we started in 2018, because almost everybody used to ask us, like, "Mmepeleka nani?" Those early days, because we didn't have any beneficiaries. But with time, we started getting the traction. A lot of people started getting interested in what we are doing. We got featured early in 2020, 2021 on Daring Abroad by Alex Chamwada, and at some point by Jalango. Bonga na Jalasa, so hapo ndio watu walianza kujua there's something like this that is going on. So I would say the last 2 to 3 years is when the program really picked up. But we have a community of over 500 students on the other side.
From Kenya?
From Kenya, yes. Mostly from Kenya. From the other countries, less than 10. But there's a lot of interest nowadays from other countries, and that's really why we are trying to rebrand.
Maybe after you rebrand, we'll go.
So out of the 500 who are there,
you see, our first student, in as much as we started the program in 2018, we started in late 2018. Our first student to go to the US went in January of 2020. So January of 2020, they finished their masters in in 2022. So 2 years down the line, they are still, you see, the good thing with the US is when you graduate from there, you are given work authorization called Optional Practical Training Work Authorization that allows you to look for work and work. And because we normally focus on STEM programs, STEM programs gives you up to 3 years. If you go to pursue a normal, typical, let's say for example an MBA, it will just give you 1 year. So our programs, they normally give you 3 years of post-graduation work authorization. So even those students even the first student to go to the US, they are still doing that optional practical training. They are still working through optional practical training work authorization. So bado hawajakuja. Wako tuko bado. Wako tuko bado. And of course, since then we've had a lot of students who are graduating, finding work over there. But another thing that I always like clarifying is this program is entirely a student thing. Like you're not taking people to go and work. So if you go there and you find work, well and good. I went there as a student. I was able to get a very nice job. Actually, I used to work as a systems analyst. I used to implement tech projects for Fortune 500 companies in the US. Very well paying job. And you know, it can happen to everybody who is coming through the program. So you go there, you look for the opportunities. Opportunities are there. If you find one, you stay there. If you don't, you can always come back home. You can always come back home because see, also the world has become a global village. You actually don't really need to stay in the US for you to get a job. So that's really how we work.
And is it maybe very hard to kupata kazi? Unajua huku Nairobi kidogo kazi ya kutafuta kazi ni kazi nyingine pia.
Very good question. So generally, of course, you can't really like work. You can't compare with back here. There's more opportunities there. It's much more easier there. You don't really need to know somebody, you know. As long as you have the right skills, it's much more easier to get a job there. And that's also why we focus on those STEM. Keep on insisting on STEM because of the fact that you are more marketable if you have STEM skills. So but it's not guaranteed. You can go there and also not get a job.
Hapana, labda ukose kujituma, lazima ujitume.
Kama hujajituma, you see also at the end of the day, wewe mwenyewe lazima ujitume. You know, you are given the opportunity, but at the end of the day, it's you. Wewe ukataa kujituma, unaweza enda huko na ukwe mtu wa bure kabisa. So there'll always be those cases at the end of the day, but the America gives you a fantastic opportunity for you to go there, you know, see the world and see the opportunities that are on the other side.
Brilliant. So for the last question, since you guys started the initiative for gender, umepeleka wasichana wangapi and how many gens?
Actually, I don't have the actual figures, but from what I normally see on our statistics, we have more ladies than men. For some reason,
I wanted to hear that.
and it's not because you asked as a lady, but I think women, they are more, because I always tend to see even hata couples wakikuja hapa unasikia bibi ndiye aliona akaanza kukuambia huyu akaanza kukupush
mavijana mtuangusha bana wanaume huko tumekataa mabibi.
That's actually what I've seen. We have a lot of I think women are more in the program. I don't have the right numbers, but from what I normally see, it's the ladies who are more in the program.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nataka kwenda pia. Such an eye opener. Because I'm a very bright student, guys. Very bright. And I want to enroll.
Nitamaliza degree pia mimi kuja tusome.
And then also you guys have a big family, your followers. I think there will be a lot of them that would be very much interested in what you are doing. So it's a good thing that umekuja ukauliza maswali and all that. So one thing before we get this done, one thing that I always like mentioning is because we get a lot of people who ask, is this process guaranteed? Remember we talked about you having to contribute $1,100 into the program. And you see, this industry of going abroad, ainanga jinapoa generally, because there are people have been scammed and all that. But also one of the main reasons is because sometimes we get clients who don't really understand the process, failing to understand that you can actually put in your money and you may not even succeed. Why? Because there's aspect of this process that is actually beyond your control. Okay, unaweza ingia kwa program, you spend the money, but guess what? You get denied visa. You understand? So we get visa denials, and it's very important that people understand that. But what I always tell people is the fact that you can be denied visa once does not mean that this dream stops, because you can always go back. You can reply visa at the second attempt, you can get even at the third attempt. We get students actually who got visas at the fourth attempt. Personally, I got denied visa 4 times before I got to the US.
What?
Yes, I got to the US at my 5th attempt. So I always tell anybody who is out there who is really interested in this process, keep on trying. You have to be somebody who is very patient with the process, and also somebody who is very resilient. Basically meaning that if things don't work, let's say for example you go to the embassy, you get denied visa, you can always dust yourself and go reapply again. The only cost that you're going to be incurring is that extra cost every time you go to the embassy to get the visa. You don't have to contribute again to get into the program. Yeah. So always making sure that people really understand that, because it's a question that comes all the time. Like, is this guaranteed? Yeah.
Maybe you can give us maybe the contacts, maybe if someone wants to enroll and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody interested in our program, they can, I think the easiest way is basically to go to our website, which is www.kenyaairliftprogram.com. Program, you spell it as PROGRAM. Also, you can even search www.internationalscholarsprogram.com, because that's actually where the domain that you are moving to. But you are still using Kenya Airlift at the moment.
Okay.
So you go to that website. There's a handbook there that you can download. This handbook basically has everything about how the program works. The universities that we work with, the programs that we support, all that. You download it, go through it, get to understand it. There's also a link there that will take you to our Telegram group where our team can answer any questions that you may have. And if you have any further questions, any inquiries, you can reach out to our team. We have our contact details also on the website. They can call. Also, they can visit us. We are located at the Mirage here in Westlands, right next to GTC, right off Wayakiwe. Is it Wayakiwe? Wayakiwe. Yeah, so kuja hapo 8th floor, utakuta our team there, customer service. They'll handle your inquiries, and hopefully we'll be able to support your dreams to come to the other side. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Acha niwapeleke nje kidogo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys, for also keeping us company. I really hoped you have learned something and picked something from here that will help you tomorrow. Si kila siku prank ama kuwashinda tukuenjoy kila siku.
Ama kupika.
Easy prank.
Something can help you in the future. So thank you so much, guys. Until next time.
Okay, me before nisahau. Manzema boys mnatuangusha sana. Kujeni tusome, kujeni tu enroll. Nasikia bibi yangu anaenda, siwezi kubali pia endi aniache. So guys, changamke, kujeni, tujiregister to enroll manze. Na tuone tukasome tukuje. Unasikia hata mimi nakuaga majuu. Si kila time ati niko na aunti yangu kwa majuu. Hata mimi nakuja. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Sasa